What's up, witches? It's Lena the Zen Witch with an unboxing for you. This is a different kind of set today. It's called Stones from the Muse. And this was given to me. I don't remember by whom. But it was one of those, here I don't use these, are you interested? And so many things in my collection came that way. Here I don't use this. Are you interested? Just because people knew what I do, and thus began what is now well over 200. It's over 210 now because of all my wonderful gifters. You can be one of those gifters. Look down below. There's an Amazon wish list. Gift me a deck and I'll give you a reading. Got many beautiful decks. Anyway, let's move on. So Stones from the Muse, runes for the creative journey. So they call them runes. An Ancient Ritual is Reborn to Help You Explore Your Creative Path by Emily Herman and Jennifer Richard Jacobson. On the back, writers, visual artists, performers, musicians, artists of all kinds. Ever fail to begin? Ever get stuck? Oh, me? No. Ever feel as if no one is listening? Ever wish your muse would speak directly to you, leading you gently through the creative process? Inside this box are 10 stones marked with 20 symbols from your muse, with each rune representing a different phase of your artistic life. When you draw one of the stones from the cloth bag, read through the companion book to explore the meaning behind each symbol. Through evocative commentary and motivational exercises, you will gain greater understanding of your artistic process. Pick a rune. You draw chaos. Today, this rune means that your work requires focus. 2 weeks from now, you draw chaos again. This time, the stone reminds you to trust the uncertainties in your work and discover the connections you can find within it. Every reading is different because the context of your work changes from day to day. The Stones from the Muse kit includes 10 two-sided stones, a cloth storage bag in which to keep the stones, and a 96-page companion volume describing how to use the stones to invoke your muse. So, sorry, water break. The first time I used this deck, I did not read this. I just put them on the bed, dumped them out on the bed, and then started kind of looking things up. And I was looking through the book, and I, had been looking at them and stuff, and I didn't realize they were two-sided. And I'm thinking that there aren't many of them, and then I'm finding things in the book that I can't find, and it's like, what's going on here? And then they would get jumbled up, and it's like, wait, there's that symbol. And it took me an embarrassingly long time. Now that I think about it, it's terribly embarrassing. To come up with the fact that they're two-sided. And I think that's weird too. And I mean, from reading the back, they're talking about just picking one a day. We'll see if they recommend other kinds of readings, because there's that either or factor. If you were to lay them out and do several in a reading, know that you can either get this or that. Two things don't exist together. So right away, I'm curious as to, how they paired them up, and are those really things that are opposites or can't really exist together, or must exist together because they are opposites, is actually the way it is. All right, this is 1997, so that's going back 20-some years. Text, copyright, Emily Herman and Jennifer Richard Jacobson. This is by Simon and Schuster. Shoesies and Shasimis. Okay, there's an Easter egg for some of you. Contents, list of runes, and the introduction. All right, so let's look at the list of them and see what we have here. I'm going to go down. There's a window, which is vision. By throwing open the shutters, we grow in perception or acquire a view. So I'm just going to put these in a seed. Ideas. Ideas, like seeds, will grow only if they land in fertile, well-tended soil. And then there's a quote or a proverb, where there's no vision, the people perish. This quote here, the seed of the idea is developed by both labor and the unconscious, and the struggle that goes on between them. Okay. Labor and the unconscious. So you've got to have that idea, and the unconscious is being hooked into inspiration, and then the labor is bringing it forth into a material form. And that's by Carson McCullers. So, really good information here. This one is fear. It's mask, and it represents fear. Artists have the tools to pass through the natural blocks fear builds as they struggle to create. I had to get over my fear of running through the world naked and learn to say, take me or leave me. Steven Spielberg. Boy, howdy, do I hear that one. You just have to get over the image of your internal image of how you think you should look, because, everybody else sees you. You're not hiding from anybody. We hide from ourselves, but we don't normally hide from other people. We have ways that we do. And actually your 12th house in your chart will show you how you hide from yourself and how and when you kind of hide and take your leave. Anyway, wow, the information that it starts flowing just by reading what they have here is something else. Knapsack. Where's knapsack? Okay, so knapsack is on the back of this one. Seed and knapsack. Knapsack is play. See, I thought maybe there would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. No, that's all of them. But then, I thought it would be like a set of all one side, and then you flip them over and they show all the other sides. But you got to go back and forth, and there's not really any explanation as to rhyme or reason. I would think, this could be opposite pairs just for ease of use. All right, anyway, moving on. Tool. So that took me up there. Tool is where again? Right there. Action. Taking action is the way a creative piece moves from ephemeral dreams to solid reality. Absolutely, that's the bridge. Action is the bridge between the inspiration, which is the air, and the manifestation, which is the earth. So what do you move through? The idea comes in, that's the inspiration, that's air. It takes an act of will, the will to act in order to get this idea rolling. So it's, now I want to, that's the fire. So do you see we're working our way around the wheel? Then you move into the water quadrant, and that is, now I'm looking for the payoff. I want the emotional fulfillment. I have invested my action in it, and I want the emotional fulfillment, and that equals commitment. We commit when we invest emotionally. And that can look a number of different ways. I'm sorry, there's a side lecture happening here. What am I going to do? Commitment can be, I'm committed because I gave my word. I'm not emotionally invested in the project, but I gave my word. So I am emotionally invested in keeping my word. There's always that emotional investment to commitment. And then we get to the earth realm where there's a manifestation. So from idea into reality is what they're talking about there. And the tool is action. Tool, get the tools in your hands. All right. Never retract, never explain, never apologize. Get the thing done and let them howl. Nellie McCleary. What a fabulous quote that is. Get the thing done and let them howl. All right, I am over any complaints I have about these, because all you need to do is take one, and like they said, your context of the day is going to determine what wisdom these pull out of you. But boy, are they pulling. Whirlwind, where are you? There it is chaos. It is through the acceptance of chaos and the discovery of patterns within that discovery of patterns within that creative work can be done. Sell your cleverness and buy bewilderment. And that is Jalal I'm telling you, the speaky thing is not my strong point lately, if you've been watching for the last week or more. Jalaluddin Rumi. Jalaluddin, I'm not sure that's how you pronounce the whole thing. Anyway, it's the poet Rumi. Good grief. All right, gavel. All right, we've done both of you. All right, I'm going to just turn these over because we haven't done the other sides of those. And I'm still looking for the gavel. There it is. I don't know how to place them. I don't know how to organize these. My Virgo brain is freaking out. All right. Judgment. Critics both within and without come dressed in many different costumes, and it is the artist's work to decide when and to whom to listen. So these are your judges, yourself and others, the judgment of your work. It is not easy to find happiness in ourselves, and it is not possible to find it elsewhere. Agnes Replier. Wow. Holy mackerel, Andy. All right, the arrow is right here. Vulnerability. An artist with a new vision to share has every reason to feel vulnerable. I get up, I walk, I fall down. Meanwhile, I keep dancing. Rabbi Hillel. These are amazing. All right. Clock. See, I don't remember where they are. All right, we've done that one, we've done that one, we've done that one. We've done that one. There's a clock. Organization. Structure, rather than being tyrannical to the creative soul, can offer freedom essential for an artistic life. You've got to own your days and name them, each one of them, or else the years go right by and none of them belong to you. Herb Gardner. Really, Herb Gardner? Oh my God, that's hilarious. All right. And yeah, I'm going to read through every single one of these because they are just fabulous. They're wonderful. I don't know if this is still in print. I hope it is. All right. So structure, rather than being tyrannical, can offer freedom essential for an artistic life. But that quote, you've got to own your days and name them. Today is the day I will, in order for them to belong to you. That's amazing. All right. And I think we've only done that side. X. There. Failure. By accepting failure, artists can move on. Give me a fruitful error anytime, full of seeds bursting with its own corrections. Vilfredo Pareto. Wow. All right. And we haven't done that one. So we have egg, potential. The life of an artist is the tension between what is and what could be. The difference between the right word and the almost right word is the difference between lightning and the lightning bug. Mark Twain. Holy shit, this is just an amazing set. All right, the blank rune. Silence. Silence, a most essential tool, allows the space necessary for creativity to occur. Yes, space is for the magic to get through. Silence is the mother of truth. Benjamin Disraeli. Now we have moon, dream time. Honor your dreams even if they are nightmares, not as lessons or answers, but as scents to flavor your life and your work. S-C-E-N-T-S. They are scents to flavor your life and your work. We are such stuff as dreams are made on, and our little life is rounded with a sleep. William Shakespeare. Now we have amulet. There it is. Honor. It is time to acknowledge and trust your unique instincts. This is my place to stand, a Maori saying. Okay, so that's an interesting concept to think about. Honor makes sense, but connecting amulet with it is an interesting thing. I guess like wearing your honor. That's how I can mentally connect. All right, the scale. Balance. Developing a creative piece as well as living an artistic life requires a balancing act. There is a time for work and a time for love. That leaves no other time. Coco Chanel. Amen, Madame. Tadpole. Transformation. And the symbols are just very, very clear and to the point. By recognizing change in our art, we transform ourselves. The future enters into us in order to transform itself in us long before it happens, and that's Rainer Maria Rilke. So big, heavy hitters here with the quotes. I just love them. Cup. Recharge. Take a break from the intensity of creating. Who knows what you'll discover when you return? Yes, take a break from the intensity. Boy, I hear that, and I'm very bad at that. With my Pluto-Mercury conjunction, when I'm working, the Mercury things, mind going, I can just obsess and focus in, and it opposes my moon. So even if emotionally I'm like getting drained, I just can keep going to my detriment. So this is a really good one. Take a break. I can always be distracted by love, but eventually I get horny for my creativity, and that's Gilda Radner. Oh, that's amazing. Lens. Revision. In the process of fleshing out a vision, an artist often shifts away from the original premise. Through revision, the amount and value of this shift can be recognized. A piece of sculpture or a painting is never a finished work. Simultaneously, it answers a question which has been asked and asks a new question. Robert Engman. These are just amazing quotes. Ribbon. Celebration. Throughout the creative process, there are moments that deserve celebration. It is in the artist's best interest to find these moments and to celebrate to the fullest. Surely the strange beauty of the world must somewhere rest on pure joy. And that's Louise Bogan. And then we have gate. That's what that is. I couldn't for the life of me figure out what this is. It's like, is that a Solomon seal? I don't know what that is. Marketing. It's time to toot your own horn. Share your work with confidence, know-how, and a dose of detachment. If one advances in the direction of his dreams, one will meet success unexpected in common hours. Like I say, you take one step in the direction of your success and your dreams and your passion and your loves, and the universe will meet you more than halfway. All right. Then there's an introduction. How to use the stones. Okay, artists are a superstitious lot. We have to be. We perform magic using everyday materials, words, sounds, clay, color, perspective, movements. We create characters, moods, even worlds by putting these materials together. But we know the process of creating is anything but simple. There are inexplicable blank spots when sounds don't come, when shapes remain lifeless, when words dissolve into meaningless drivel. And even the act of creating flows, even when the act of creating smows smoothly. All right. Even when the act of creating flows smoothly, shoesies and shasimis. Problems with marketing can keep artists from sharing their work. I feel so called out. Artists use different media. Their daily habits are dissimilar, but all artists at different times find themselves in various stages of a creative process. Most develop patterns or rituals to help them deal with artistic uncertainties. To say nothing of the vagaries of the world, but we often need more, direction and wisdom as certain and uniquely our own as a stone thrown through the window of our garret. It's a garret. With a message directly from our muse. What is a garret? I think they're British. So here are some stones from the muse. Instead, they say superstitious lot. We don't say that here. So here are some stones from the Muse. Instead of coming through the window, these stones are drawn from a bag. Each is marked with 2 symbols, one on each side. Each offers direction, guidance, and sometimes a gentle shove off the edge of a cliff. Yeah. Pull a stone out of the bag and place it in front of you. Examine the symbol, read the commentary, and think about it. Then get back to work. You'll know what you need to do. How to use them. It's talking about drawing one in the morning. Hold yourself still. Listen to your thoughts. Sometimes have a question. Might be a starting point to get your work flowing. Feel free to draw more than one. But if you do, I would put the first one back in before you draw the second one. What was that noise? God, I hope that wasn't my computer. All right. Placing work in perspective, configurations, past, present, future, immediate picture, big picture, action required. So yeah, there's that either or thing. That bothers me as far as using multiples if you don't put them back in. And then, of course, that could result in you pulling the same one twice. I think that would be richer. That's what I would do. But there are a lot of different layouts here that they offer. Past, present, future. I said those two. Conscious, unconscious. Challenge, block, completion, inspiration, tone, and starting point. So tone, I guess, would be the flavor of everything, what it's going to feel like. Past actions, present considerations, future actions, goals, and results. Mentor. Past starting point questions, birth, completion, block. See, there's too many here for that either or thing to sit comfortably with me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then you get a long description of each one. So you get window, vision, and this big long thing, which I would be inclined to read, because their writing was just like to the point there. And then for window, try this. Okay, let's try that. Let's see. Is my coal hot still? I think it is. Ancestors and allies, guides and guardians, come in and speak through this wonderful little oracle. Bring us your wisdom. Bring me the ability to shape words with my tongue and mouth. Because that would be awesome. All right, let's put them back in the bag. And kind of, here. Let's let the smoke come up through my fingers. All right, now we'll put you back in the bag. And let's do the bag too. Fill up the bag. All right, I'm in play mode. Oh, poof, poof. Let me see if I can make that happen again. Poof, 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 poof. Oh, you can't see it through that smoke, but the smoke was poofing out, trust me. All right. Now, the question, as ever, is what do we need to know right now, today, when I'm watching this, in order to move beyond just surviving and into thriving? What do we need to know? And as I do that, I just kind of, when I feel like it's ready, I just pull my fingers together and whatever's there. So we have egg. And the egg is potential. The life of an artist is the tension between what is and what could be. The difference between the right word and the almost right word is the difference between lightning and the lightning bug. And let's go to the longer. Seed. This is the second page, I believe. Yeah. All right, so let's go. Mask, tool, gavel, egg. And I think in the table of contents I can look that up too. Yes. All right. Potential. Imagine that the rune in your hand is a hen's egg. Okay. Hold it close to your body. Warm it with your breath. Imagine the potential of this egg. Will it be a living, vibrant chick? Will it move, grow, make attachments, thrive? Or is it unfertilized? Is it destined to be scrambled breakfast food? So much just there. Just there. Scrambled breakfast food, what does that mean? Is it meant to nourish something else? Is it meant not to come to fruition itself, but to nourish something else by its ending? Now imagine that this egg is your art. What is its potential? The drawing of this rune signals your readiness to go farther, to bring your art to a fuller, deeper place of creation. Are you working with half a mind, half a heart? If so, how can you dedicate more of yourself? What is standing between you and a more absorbed, intimate, creative process? Sometimes to reach your potential, you must give something up. It could be something tangible, such as a clean house or preparing a complicated meal every night. It could be something intangible, such as a defense mechanism, a normal persona, and in parentheses, a quote, what would people say if I suddenly produced something irreverent, something silly, something with controversial undertones? Or a destructive belief about yourself, when patterns no longer serve you. What patterns no longer serve you? What is required for you to work to your fullest potential? Will you allow it? Sometimes reaching our potential as artists requires us to reach our potential as whole human beings. Therefore, in order to nurture our art, we must nurture ourselves. This means not denying ourselves the space, the time, the love, the play, the solitude we need. Remember, you have unique gifts. You are here to create. Don't let yourself or the world down. The writing here is amazing, just amazing. And I can't believe that I don't feel a sense of connection to these, because if I tried this before, I don't know, I must have been in a really wacky place for them not to be ringing my bell the way they are right now. So for egg, try this. Even when we're committed to creating, life's events can get in the way. It is extremely hard to work to our full potential when we're responsible for young children or need to earn a living. If this is your situation, commit on a practice level. Choose your very best 20 minutes of the day and devote them to your art. This is excellent. Make it a ritual. Make it sacred. Absolutely. 20 minutes. Identify yourself as an artist and do not give this time up no matter what. But I can't make clay. I can't mix paint in 20 minutes, you say. Then sit, and in your mind, imagine yourself molding your clay, painting the canvas. See the work. Take notes. When you finally do have a stretch of time, and do demand one, your imagined possibilities can and will become reality. Yeah, the bridge. What's the difference between and the quote that's up in the front is not in this part. So you want to read both, because this one, the life of an artist, is the tension between what is and what could be. That's the egg here. And that's what does it take to get to the next. Okay, the second item here. Choose one thing that stands between you and going deeper in your art. Give it up. Third thing is fear of failure standing between you and your full potential. Ouch. If so, begin a new piece of work. Now wreck it. And add color from the wrong palette. Change the tempo, add discordant notes. Introduce an unwanted character. Play. Keep working the piece, let it go wild. How does this feel? Did you learn anything new? You don't have the time? Think of the time you waste holding on to perfectionistic tendencies. Ooh, ouchie. I'm sorry. That's amazing. It's just amazing stuff here. So here's something that we used to do in drama class and in voice class as well. When you're rehearsing something, and this works for if you play a musical instrument as well, anything that you practice. But more, I'm thinking more in terms of the performance type things. You practice for technical skill. You practice to get it technically perfect. And then practice it. And my daughter, when she was taking violin lessons for all of her, from 6 till she graduated from high school, got very perfectionistic about things. And if she would make a mistake, she had to go back to the beginning. And she's Plutonian, by the way. And she would, I'd try to get her to bust through that by play it. Okay, now play it as softly as you can. Now play it as loud as you can. Now play it as fast as you can. Just like take it way, way, way past the limits of anything that you're ever going to think of seriously doing. And then you pull it back. But what that does is push your boundaries out. So now this whole dynamic range is available to me rather than this dynamic range, right? So you can do that. And you can do it in things that you're producing too. Like if you work in clay, do something technically perfect. Now do something just wild and as out there as it can get. Something that almost blows the form, because it doesn't function anymore. So this is just excellent, excellent advice. And the last thing here is imagine that today you work at your full potential. What happens? What does the day feel like? What does it look like? How does it sound? Write about, paint, compose, sculpt, or dance this day. So there, they've got you into visualizing the outcome. These women, let me tell you their names again, Emily Herman and Jennifer Richard Jacobson. Now I want to see if we've got something about each of them because, holy moly, they are very good, very good. They're artists, they understand, they get it, and they know how to transmit it. More messages from the Muse. Reversals. When you draw a stone from the bag and first look at it, the symbol may be upside down. You may choose to ignore this and go directly to the commentary, but you might want to consider the implication of that. All right. Reversals are not negative. So they give you, and then combinations. All right, milk is milk and egg is an egg, but an egg and milk together become something quite different. Reading them in combination brings in different ingredients. But again, you can't, there's certain pairs that just can't happen. All right, about the authors, here we go. Emily has been picking up stones since she was a child. She played with mica, dug garnets out of cliffs, and picked up wishing stones on the beach. But it's in her artistic life that she's been finding the real gems, her stones from the Muse. Emily is a teacher, a mountain climber, and the author of Hubknuckles and The Missing Fossil Mystery. Those are two different books. Jennifer has been searching for her muse all her life. She wasn't able to find it in flute lessons or chorus. You must have a cold today, said her instructor. In ballet, ballroom, or modern dance class, though she still dances in her dreams. Who would have thought that one day she'd find her muse in a rock? Jennifer is a freelance writer and the author of A Net of Stars. So, she's a writer. She's the writer, and Emily, the symbols are so simple that I'm sure Emily is in on the writing as well. But wow, just what a very pithy and wise and chock full. That one, after I read that one, there were just worlds of advice in that last blue page. So check and see if you can find some of these. I'll try to remember to see if they're in print and put that in the description below. I usually forget. I'm so sorry about that. Anyway, if you liked this, please like the video below so more people can see it, and subscribe to my channel. You can also join me on Discord. We're just now building a community there. You can join my Patreon and get some early access to videos and some other stuff that you can read about there. You can send me a donation if you really get a lot of value out of this. You can also send me a gift deck, and I will do a reading personally for you on my unboxing. I think I should stop talking now. All right, you guys, have a great day. Please be safe, wear your masks, wash your hands, and I will see you tomorrow for another unboxing. Until then, this is the Zen Witch. Blessed be.